Hello.
Well, good morning, and welcome. We are so excited to be here today because we got something exciting.
Yes,
we
we
always
do.
seem to have something exciting.
Yeah,
But what can we share with them today?
lots of
Let's see.
things, but you decide.
Yes. Well, I'm excited about this because it was a TikTok video that I saw yesterday. A friend shared it. My friend Sarah Knight shared it on her page. And it was about the way we look at ourselves, the way we visualize ourselves, and all the things that we can do, and how it really, in a sense, changes us. So I loved it, and I shared it on my page, in my Living AIP Paleo, and then on my main page. But if you want to see it, just go below and you'll see it. But it's a TikTok video, and it talks about different things that I love to share. So get your pen and paper ready and get ready to learn, because it's fun. It's so simple, but it's fun.
Right. And if you don't have pen and paper, you can take notes on your cell phone.
Yes, very true. So imagine the person you want to be was how it started out. And it started out that simple, and we all can imagine what we want to be, who we want to be in life, but oftentimes we get stuck right there. We keep imagining it, but we don't walk forward.
That's true. It's difficult to walk forward.
Mm-hmm. So we have this dream, or we watch other people and what they're doing, and we want to have that in our lives, but we don't know what that first step is. So
Tell us more.
Yeah, so the first step is imagine the life you want to live. So in fact, let me read the whole entire little TikTok, which is a real short one, and then we'll go back and we'll dissect every one. So imagine the person you want to be. What does she look like? She or he look like? Does she work for someone else, or does she run the show by herself? What are her bank accounts like? What type of daily habits does she have? And visualize who you want to be and show up every darn day. It's so simple. And if you could see how she's doing it, if you watch the video, she's doing yoga, she's drinking lemon water, she's journaling, she's doing all the things that are important to her. And she runs the show. She owns her own company. So,
Sorry. When you said all that, is it like a Chevy commercial?
Why? Why do you say
Well, no, because a truck guy or a woman, they're showing all doing these activities, these adventures, and then they drive back into the city and they go back into their job and they are managing it. So hearing all that, it sounds like it's good. I like it.
She's living it.
People do live it.
Yeah, so this is something I ask my clients, like I said, and what is the perfect way for you to show up every day? What is the perfect way? How do you visualize your life, and how can you show up for it every day? So let's go through each verse, like I said. So I want you to write down what you visualize your life to do, and then put your flag in it. Say, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to get there. So
Commit to it.
Yes. So imagine the person you want to be. Spend time. If you're watching this on replay, stop right there. Stop and start to imagine the person you want to be, and take notes. I want to be a person who travels. I want to do yoga, or I want to hike Kilimanjaro.
Confident.
What is your mountain?
Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yes. Whatever you want to do, write it down. And take your time with it. Dream. There's no holdbacks. There's no money limits. There's no time limits, nothing. When you're dreaming, nothing can stop you. Allow yourself to dream. Pen and paper, put it down, write it down. There's a massive difference when you write things down versus when you just think them.
Right.
So, even when you say them, when you write them down, there's a difference.
There's no limits to when you're writing it down. I'm too old. You can't take all that out.
Toss it out.
There's no boundaries. You're dreaming.
Yes, and I work with a lot of people who are working through autoimmune issues. So what does that life look like? Are you healthy? Are you hiking Kilimanjaro? Are you doing all these things that you dream to do, and right now you're not feeling real great? So how do you step over that? So write it down. Dream big. Don't allow anything to hold back that dream of writing it down.
Okay, so now we have it written down. What do we do next?
Yes. So the next one, who do you want to be? It's kind of the same. So who do you want to be? You have a choice. No limits, no holdbacks, no telling, I can't do this because. There are no holdbacks in life. So write down who you want to be. You've envisioned it, now write it down. Who do you want to be in that? And remember, this is your vision, not what someone told you should be in life or what you should do in life, but your vision for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun.
It is.
It's fun. So
All character flaws are gone
exactly.
because you don't have any. Everybody's perfect in your own eyes. Don't believe what other people
In your own
have to-
eyes, well, in your own right, the way
Yeah.
you were created. And I think that sometimes we're taken apart by the world because we're not doing something the way the world does it. We're not supposed to. We're so individual that it's, I mean, just like God is so perfect individual, and we can't even fathom how he created each of us to be this perfect being in our own skin. So yes, can we improve? Absolutely. But we have the talents and the gifts we need to do what we are supposed to do here. So, okay, the next one. What would showing up every day look like? So you have that vision in life. You know who you want to be. So what does it look like to show up every single day? Now, if you want to hike Kilimanjaro, you need to work out. You need to eat right and take care of yourself to get in the right physical shape to be able to hike it, right?
Kilimanjaro.
Jaro? Okay. That is not one of my things. That is one of John's things. So just for example, or do you want to teach, or do you want to work with children? Whatever you want to do, you have to figure out what you need to do it, or how you need to prep to be able to do it.
Right. Maybe you want to go paddleboarding tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So write it down. Again, write it down. Put it on paper, pen to paper. Now, what does your bank account look like? So I know a lot of people that I work with, they're afraid of not having enough one day. So what is that number? What do you want your bank account to look like to have the security not to worry about it? So put down that number. And how can you work towards that number, little by little, step by step?
Right. And there's success stories too. Mm-hmm. We've worked together with some people that didn't have, they were living paycheck to paycheck, but then the next thing, after a couple of years, they've been able to understand what's going on, and then a dishwasher may break or a washing machine may break, and they were able to pay for it without stressing out over it. Didn't have to put it on credit cards and pay for it. So no, it works out.
Right. One of the girls was very in debt when we started working with her. And then in the midst of her saving all her money, 4 of her tires got stolen. And someone came up, put the car on blocks, stole all the tires. She had enough in her savings account to then buy the tires, and she was so thankful. Mm-hmm. But that is the security net, in a sense, that you need for yourself. Pick the number that you need to feel good about yourself, to feel like, okay, if something breaks, I have this.
Right.
So what does that bank account look like? That's an important question. Now the next one, what type of daily habits does she have? What are your daily habits that get you towards that goal?
And it's a good question, because you talk about showing up, but you can't just show up. You can show up, but you need to have the behind you to get it done.
Right. If you show up at the bottom of Kilimanjaro and you haven't trained at all, and you can't even walk up a flight of stairs, you're not going to make it up there.
Right.
So your dream to make it up to the top won't happen unless you prepare for it.
Yep.
So what are you preparing for? What is the big thing, the big performance? And get a clear picture of it. And we bring it up a lot, Roddy Chung, how he shared with us, to always be ready for the big performance. And the reason we say this is because he trained as a child with the violin for years and years, and he put it away under the bed when he was in college. But what triggered it, and I'm taking a very long story and making it very short, was he heard the Celine Dion song, and what was it? I Will Always Love You?
I think so.
I think it was that one, but I could be wrong. But he heard that, and he knew that he would one day play with her, but he knew he needed to master that song to be able to be ready for that big performance. And it did happen.
Yes, it did.
But he said, if I would have left that violin under the bed, I would have never been able to do that with her.
And I think he was driving from Chicago to Nashville for an audition, and he heard that song, and he said he was just bawling.
Yes. And he had to go into a record store, back then it was a record store, and sing the song to him to help them, because he didn't even know who the artist was, but to help him figure out what song it was so he could practice. But what is the big performance that you need to prep for, that you need to get ready for? So today, and I listed Jack Canfield, who he says, get the vision. If you don't have a vision you're working towards, you're kind of getting in the car not knowing where to go, or going on a plane somewhere and have no destination.
And who's Jack Canfield?
Jack Canfield wrote The Success Principles and all the Chicken Soup for the Souls. And I had the pleasure of spending a lunch with him, and he just went on and on about how these things, how we need to figure out what we want to be able to go after it. Now, the last one is Tom Bilyeu, and I love what he shares, the Matrix. Are you going to take the blue pill or the red pill? Mm-hmm. And do you know the significance of that?
No.
You don't? Okay. One, I'm pretty sure. I've watched it a couple times, and Tom knows it in and out. But it's the reality versus what the computer world, I think it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you can decide what you want to live.
You're living within the computer or the matrix, or you're living in the reality of the world.
Right, and you have to decide what you want to live in. So decide today what you want, how you're going to go after it. Those daily habits that will allow you to get there and do it. So today, envision the person you want to be and go from there. And if you need help, please DM me, and I'll be happy to help you map it all out and get it on paper. And it's something to frame in your house and look at it every single day.
That's right.
So who do you want to be, and what does it look like? So if you need to see the video, just go ahead below. You will see it on my page, and it's just a great one. It really got me thinking about how we need to visualize it and do the things we need to do to go after it.
Awesome.
So make it a great day today, and let us know what you're doing. Go ahead and DM me.
And remember, spring is here, so get outside.
Yes.
Hopefully it's warm and sunny where you're going to be.
Yes. So have a great one.